All right. Hello. Good evening, and welcome into another episode of America's Hometown Horror. My name is Mike. Thanks so much for checking back in with us. And I truly hope that you had a fantastic October. I know that we did. But first and foremost, if you like our show, here's where you can find us online. First place is our website, which is ahpod.com. It's AHHPOD.com. You can also find us on various social media platforms, including Facebook, X, Instagram. Just search for America's Hometown Horror and you'll find us. We're also on YouTube and Letterboxd. Again, just search for America's Hometown Horror and we'll pop right up there. But anyway, I'm flying solo right now, just recording this little introduction as we are fresh off of the first annual Hometown Haunts and Hops Horror Convention, which was this past weekend in Plymouth, Mass. If you're a listener of our show, you know that we've had a little bit of an introduction before the episode for the last several months promoting this event. And I got to tell you, we all had a phenomenal October. We get to do a lot of fun stuff, watched a lot of cool movies, cool TV shows, but the icing on the cake really was being able to be a part of Haunts and Hops. What an excellent experience it was, from everybody at Mayflower that was working the event to all of our volunteers, to the vendors, to our celebrity guests, and most of all, everyone that showed out and supported us, our show, and the event. It was fantastic. We just had an absolute blast doing it. And also, obviously, by the way, I know I've said it before, our show, all of our audio production and music is now done by our friend Shaun at Skywheel Media. And if you are looking to get your podcast sounding as good as ours, get in touch with us. We'll put you in touch with Shaun. But Shaun was also there in the audience, and we really appreciated his support coming down from New Hampshire to come see the show and check out the event. So truly humbled and incredibly grateful for the experience that we had. But I could go into a lot more detail about this, but I really do want to kind of debrief the whole event with Matt and Kat and Andrew here. So I think we're going to do that next week, along with a couple of other things, mainly like an October watch list and October recap in terms of news, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that'll be coming to you next week. But as I mentioned, the first ever live show for us was also at Haunts and Hops. We were truly blown away by the turnout that we had. It was fantastic. We had a lot of fun recording it. We handed the reins over to Kat for some of her wacky questions, and I think it turned out pretty awesome. So we wanted to present to you, dear listeners, the recording of that live show. So without further ado, I present to you the first ever live show from America's Hometown Horror. Thanks again for checking in, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
All right, that means we're live. Hello, good evening. My name is Mike, and welcome to the first ever live episode of America's Hometown Horror, live from the first ever Hometown Haunts and Hops Horror Convention, baby. Yeah, give yourself a round of applause. You guys rock. Thanks so much for coming out. We appreciate it. And of course, you can tell I'm sitting next to a few people. I do not do this alone. I'm joined by all three of my fellow co-hosts, Kat, Andrew, Matt, lady, gentlemen, good evening. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Huzzah. Well, made it. Here we are. We made it. We're live in front of a studio audience. Yep. Right here at Nickelodeon Studios or Mayflower Brewing Company. All right. So if you've never listened to our show before, we cover a wide variety of horror topics, movies, TV, haunted attractions, paranormal stuff. We run the gamut with all sorts of horror things. We don't discriminate. Anything horror, we'll talk about it. Every so often, we haven't done one of these in a while, we let Kat, our resident Charlie Kelly from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
What are you going to say next?
The wild card. Come up with some random questions to kind of just cover a big range of horror topics, which she has done for us today. So
I still can't believe you let me do that. But
I know. I'm actually very surprised as well. I'm very surprised that Andrew allowed it to happen the most, actually, out of all four of us.
Yeah.
I'm rather disappointed in myself for allowing that to happen.
I think this is going to be a good time. So without further ado, because I know that we are on a time crunch, we do tend to ramble from time to time. I want to get right into these questions here. I'm going to hand it right over to our co-host, Kat. Kat, take it away with your questions and let the banter begin.
Woohoo! All right. Well, obviously, I'm going to ask the most obvious question first, which is, Can anyone guess what my first question is going to be? No?
What's your favorite color?
No.
No.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Very
What's
fitting.
your favorite scary movie?
Yeah.
Very fitting since we have an actress that was in Scream downstairs.
Yeah.
Matt, why don't you start with that? We'll go down the line. Matt, Andrew, me, Kat.
Sure. Favorite scary movie for sure. I decided to rep it today. I'm going with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original 74. Toby Hooper knocked it out of the park with next to nothing when he was making the movie. But there's something about this movie that it is absolutely fucking terrifying. Every single time I watch it, it grosses me out, makes me want to take a shower. That dinner scene is just unrelenting.
Grimy. Just grimy.
It goes so hard. And just to have all these maniacs screaming at each other, not even at you, at each other while you can't even get out of there. It's like one of the most stressful horror movie scenes I think I've ever seen in my life. And it just gets worse and worse every time I watch it. So that's going to be my pick. Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Nice.
the original.
Knew that was coming.
Andy, my boy.
I'm obviously going to go with Hellraiser. Anytime you give me a Clive Barker classic, great practical effects, the attic scene, that disgusting body just growing out of nothing. I mean,
Ew.
who doesn't like Hellraiser?
I mean, Hellraiser's great. I would have thought for sure that you were going to go with Phantasm, you know?
Why? Because I'm wearing a Phantasm
Well,
t-shirt.
yeah,
yes.
that's all you
I also
love
thought you were going to say Phantasm.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
for sure.
Right?
Hellraiser's better,
All right. Okay.
obviously.
It is a better movie. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with The Thing. There's like 4 or 5 movies that I consider to be perfect horror movies, but I feel like my taste change depending on, the season, the day, the month, the week, the year. The Thing, though, I feel like is a perfect movie. It's John Carpenter's best movie in a career made off of making fantastic movies. The practical effects are phenomenal. It's Lovecraftian. It's got tentacles in it. I mean, duh, hello, me.
Worms.
Yeah, worms. Yep, sure thing. It's an alien movie. It's got everything that I like. It's got great acting. It's got Kurt Russell with fantastic hair and a fantastic beard. What more could you ask for? Great score. One of the only ones that John Carpenter did not compose, excuse me. So I feel like it's right now for me, The Thing far and away. Catherine, what about you?
Mine's pretty obvious. The Ring. Because I still have nightmares about it. I just can't get over it. And I owned a copy on VHS too, which made it even more scary that I had a copy of The Ring on VHS in my house. So I still can't get that girl that's in the closet with her head drops out of my head, and Samara's in the corner of the room somewhere, in a dark corner. It's off. Yeah. So yeah, definitely The Ring is my scariest movie.
So I know we've railed against PG-13 horror pretty hard sometimes in the past real quick, but I feel like that movie, that movie scared the shit out of me. When Samara comes out of the TV at the end, I'll never forget where I was the first time I saw it.
Where were you?
At home watching it by myself in the dark like a psycho, and I was absolutely petrified.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
So next question. We're not doing numbers of questions. How do you guys feel about Ouija boards? What are your thoughts? Do you believe in them? Do you have one? Do you not mess with them? Do you mess with them?
I can say I know they exist. I believe in them. They're out there. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry, that was a joke. That was not a very good one. That was a joke.
Fielded to Matt, but that's
I personally wouldn't use it. I've seen enough people in movies use them, and then they're mutilating themselves with crucifixes, and I don't know. It's just not worth the risk reward just isn't worth it for me. Mm-hmm. If there's a ghost in my house, I don't even want to fucking know about it. I'd rather it just kind of do whatever it wants to do when I'm not home. Other than that, I don't think I would do a Ouija board.
You've never done one before,
no.
Never. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, having said that, what is the actual reward to playing with a Ouija board?
Well, it's
I don't
fun.
know. Yeah.
Oh, this fucking spirit's haunting me, and now I'm going to die later. No, there's no reward to that. I wouldn't fuck with Ouija boards. No thanks. I believe way too much in paranormal shit. I'm not interested in doing any of that.
Yeah, I don't want to piss anything off.
It's technically
not worth it.
Board
no,
game.
It technically is. I don't get the benefit of poking the bear there, so I'm also out. For that reason, I'm out
on the Ouija board.
on the Ouija boards. Out on Ouija boards.
I was always the person to move the thing to
You're
make
that
it.
guy?
Yeah, I was that guy.
You
That
were the
was-
manipulator?
That was me. Yeah.
Sounds
When I
about
was
you
a
in
kid,
real
it was
life.
always,
So.
you're moving, and I'm like, no, I'm not. That's fine. Yeah, that was me. I always did that. So
You
that's
trickster,
my
you.
take on. I would not want one in my house.
You fucking harlot.
But I used to be that person. Sorry.
All right, what's next?
Ready? Next question. What is one movie you have to watch during the Halloween season? Religiously. Have to.
Is it me?
Yeah. It doesn't always have to be you. If someone else
I have a
wants to.
handful that I definitely always watch.
Just one.
But just one, like specifically that I'll never ever miss, no matter what. It's usually going to be The Omen. I gave this one a watch the other night. I like waiting till the end of the month. There's this like thing with like Rosemary's Baby, The Exorcist, and The Omen, where they're such well-made movies. They kind of feel like they're just dramas that were made about something horrific, and The Omen's one of them. But I think this is like one of the scarier ones. The music in it alone is it kicks ass. But The Omen, it just got that perfect gothic cemetery scene where they're trying to figure out what's buried where. The dogs everywhere. This one always does it for me. If I didn't want to pick anything too obvious, but that is one I do watch every year. That's a little more of little off the beaten path. So The Omen, 1976.
I dig it.
I like it. I usually would go with Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. As I've said many times before, I don't really care for the Halloween movies, but Halloween 3 to me is just perfection, and I don't know why. I just love it. It's either that, or I also do enjoy watching Sleepy Hollow.
One movie, Andrew. One.
Well, you didn't say one.
Yes, I did.
I mean, maybe you did.
I clarified. Yeah.
But I'm not a man of just one
All right,
choice.
so-
I need multiple.
man of many
choices.
tastes.
I have many
Very
tastes.
cultured.
Yes. I am polyamorous.
I'm glad we're
when
not
it comes
sitting
to my
across from each
movies.
other because it's good that Mike's the buffer here.
Yeah, you guys need a divider. In
Shut up,
between, too.
Kat. No one asked you.
So I'll go next. I mentioned before that I have like a list of like 4 or 5 perfect horror movies that I consider to be 5-star movies. And for me, one I have to watch every October regardless is The Shining. And one of the reasons for that is every October and Halloween season, one of my favorite things to do is just watch every single Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episode back to back to back to back. I watch them all. And my favorite one out of all of them is The Shining, the parody of The Shining. I absolutely love that one. Obviously, The Shining, fantastic movie. I love all the speculation about it, about what it actually means. I love the performances in it. It's a fantastic movie that I absolutely love. And just to piss Kat off, I'll throw out a second one real quick that I love is the WNUF Halloween special.
That movie's
We can do two.
What's on my t-shirt?
I did too.
Movie's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's the perfect little nostalgic 90s, 80s Halloween kick. Kat, what about you?
Mine is obviously Hocus Pocus.
Oh, it's
I
on the
mean,
t-shirt.
Who doesn't watch Hocus Pocus every year just because they feel like they have to? Because, I mean, you have to.
Adults?
Right? Yeah, you have to.
Boo.
Like, it's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah, absolutely.
I knew that. I knew that was coming.
traditional seasonal Halloween movie all the time.
Fair.
Next question.
Go.
Ready? We're switching up a little bit.
Oh, God.
What type of seasonal fall drink is your favorite? Like, what can you not live without during the fall? When you're like, fall, Sunday, what am I going to drink?
Basic.
Wicked basic, yeah.
Beer.
Beer. What kind of beer? Like,
I don't know.
Any beer?
I'll switch over to a darker beer in the fall. Like this Mayflower Porter that is here is delicious. I do start drinking that when it is getting a little chilly out. I might switch over to that after. Well, actually, you know what? It's fucking 80 degrees out today.
I know,
might
it's-
stick with crispy resist.
yeah.
Yeah, it is balmy. It was not
When,
expected. I had this in my bingo card for this event, to be
But when
honest.
it cools down, I do. It's easier to drink. I'd say porter, Guinness, any kind of stout.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Flannel.
cider guy.
Yeah.
so.
You're not a cider guy?
Too sweet. No,
Even the dry ones?
You're sweet
Cider
enough.
donuts?
I'm too sweet. No.
Ooh,
Okay.
saucy. Andrew?
So I love ciders because, you know, I'm a sweet guy.
Oh my God. Get over
But
yourself.
if it's a non-alcoholic beverage, give me a fucking Dunkachino any day of the week. I don't give a fuck. Coffee and hot chocolate mixed together. Dunkachino's rock. And this isn't like an advertisement for Dunkin' Donuts
I
because
run on Dunkin'.
I run on Dunkin'. Dunkachinos are so good, and they stopped like offering them.
Yeah, they shouldn't have discontinued them. I don't know why they did.
Now you ask for it, and they're like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "I want
They ran out 'cause my mom
coffee and
drank
hot
them all.
chocolate." Can
They
you
have
make that
coffee
for
and
me
hot
or not?
chocolate. Just put it in a cup.
It doesn't. It's not the same though. It's different.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dunkin', have any of you guys had the pumpkin spice munchkin frappuccino, whatever the the hell it is?
No.
Sounds gross.
Anyone out there? No.
Pumpkin
No?
spice. What?
I've heard it's good. They put pumpkin spice munchkins into like a frappuccino type thing, like frozen drink. I haven't had it yet.
Total calories like
Blended
Yeah,
munchkin
probably
drink.
like,
I'm a pumpkin.
your sugar intake for the month.
Have you had a spider donut? Because those things are fucking delicious.
Spider donut?
Oh, yeah. It's got like a chocolate munchkin in the middle of a frosted donut.
Oh no.
With like orange glaze.
You had to have seen those.
No,
before. Yeah.
I
Those
don't
are so
really. I
good.
mean, if I'm in Dunkin', like I mobile order app and I'm in and out like in 5 seconds, I'm not looking around. Like I'm in.
Dunkin's not a
coffee
place to
out,
fuck
like-
around.
They've had
No,
those
no,
for like
definitely
10
not.
years now. You're not looking around.
No, I don't know.
All right,
fine. It's
I'll go next. So I allow myself one Shipyard Pumpkinhead per season because if I drink too many of them, they just make me want to yak because they're so sweet.
Rim or no rim?
The one time I get a rim and I will
Mike loves
a
that rim.
cinnamon sugar rim, Andrew. I also prefer it to be a pumpkin bomb, and that would be on the patio at at Abington Ale House, right next to Barrett's Haunted Mansion, because the patio is always decked out with Halloween decorations. You're looking at the haunted house. They have awesome food, and nothing gets me more in the mood for Halloween in the fall than just being on that patio, being at that place, going through that haunted house. And that's like the one place that I truly actually still enjoy having a Shipyard Pumpkinhead.
Paint
Which
the
now,
picture,
like,
bro.
it comes out in like June. It's available like all year. It used to be like an exclusive thing. It just, I don't know. You know what grinds my gears? You, Shipyard Pumpkinhead. That's what grinds my gears.
I
thought Mike was going to say Blumpkin bomb, but I guess not. So
What is the pumpkin bomb? What's the bomb part?
It was not in consideration, Andrew. I'm sorry to disappoint.
that's unfortunate.
What's that?
What is the bomb part?
Pumpkin bomb is it's a Shipyard with a shot of vanilla vodka in it.
Oh yeah, you haven't had one?
No, it's
Oh,
good.
they're good. They're good. Yeah.
Do you enjoy hangovers?
No, I don't like vodka.
Oh,
so, yeah.
stop.
All right, Catherine, what about you?
Ciders, hands down. Like Sunday football, leaves are falling. Got my flannel on. Got my slippers on the couch watching NFL Red Zone.
Pats are down by
drinking
30.
Yeah. Drinking my ciders. That's like my zone. That's my happy place. Ciders are like my fall go-to by far. Hard ciders.
very
not just
strong
apple
cider
ciders. Yeah. Cider donut. Actually, so we actually went up to Stowe recently and I love the Stowe cider donut ones.
We
They
had a
were
fair share as well.
Yeah,
very
that's
good.
bomb. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. What's
Next question.
Delicious.
Ready? Are you ready for this one?
I am.
All right.
I'm not ready.
This is a hypothetical situation, actually, more than a question. Well, it is a question. Anyways, Michael Myers is stalking you. What household item do you pick up to defend yourself with?
Anything, or do I have to actually own
I mean,
something?
if
Like-
you own it, it
Nobody
should.
knows what you own.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if you go ahead, just.
I mean,
answer
if I get my hands on a gun,
if
or
you
shoot
have
him
a
in the head
gun,
with a
yeah,
gun.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's obvious.
but I mean, I guess like
what kind of gun?
if it's anything like that, I have to kind of that's not an automatic weapon. I'm going with a baseball bat, little distance, maybe a bike chain. Kind of throw a whip bike chain at him.
that's
Yeah, you know what I
yeah.
mean. So I don't
behind
know.
that, yeah.
That's my thought. Something I can throw at him. Maybe one of those axes you throw at the bar.
Do you have an axe? Actually, we own an axe.
We do
Something
own
like
next.
that. So I don't know. And I'm also just gonna get in my car and fucking drive the fuck away from him.
Or run him over.
Yeah, even though he somehow knows how to drive.
Right.
So as well, but
Andrew.
whatever.
Odds are if Michael Myers shows up at my house, I'm going to die. So I'm going to pick a cheese grater and I'm going to grate his fucking toes off. And it's going to be really painful for him
Disgusting.
because I'm dying anyway. So might as well make him feel some pain before
Pissed.
he kills me,
suffer a bit.
at least. So
Cheese grater. Okay. That's
Nice.
I like
nice,
I dig it.
Andrew.
Curveball.
Let's just,
How
yeah.
barbaric of you. I guess I would go. I'm thinking of this more along the lines of like what I have in my home. If
Don't you take mine.
I had access to our shed, I would probably grab the axe that we were just talking about because I feel like that again, like Matt said, keeps him at a distance.
You have good lumberjacking skills.
Yeah.
So
You have
that would be, yeah, you have good axe
to your
skills.
shed?
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, I'd go an axe. How about that? Give me axe.
Nice. Axe. So you're not taking the whipple ball bat.
You jam it up.
No,
his ass.
no.
unless you fill it with like sand, then you can really fuck somebody up.
So we have a big green silicone rolling pin in my kitchen. Like it's huge. It's like this big and it's just lime green. It's heavy. And I'm like, that is absolutely my weapon of choice because that thing could annihilate someone if I actually swung it at them.
Yeah.
So I
Put 'em
thought
down.
long and hard about this
Neutralize.
question for
Yeah.
my answer. Yeah, I was like, definitely the big green rolling pin. Yeah.
That thing can do some
That
damage.
thing could do some damage.
Yeah.
So on to the next question. Have you been to Salem? And if so, what did you think?
So I went to Salem when it was not Halloween season. Me and Mike went to that premiere for the Outwaters in February, and then I've also been there in April. Me and my wife went to a comedy show, and we were like I met up with a buddy. We were in the area. He lives up in Beverly. We went to Salem, checked it out. It's awesome. There's great food. There's great breweries. And just like the whole area is still, no matter what time of the year, it's got the vibe. Like it you know what I mean? It still has all the witch museums and like shit like that. So we checked it out. I don't even think at this point I'd want to go during Halloween season because it seems like it's a fucking shit show.
Right.
And I heard like it's a pain in the ass to park, like it's a lot of money. But no, I mean Salem's awesome. But like if I lived in Salem during Halloween season, I'd probably be like, dude, this fucking sucks. Like I'd be pissed that there's so many people around. So, but Salem is rad. So,
Andrew?
No, I haven't been to Salem.
Nice.
Yeah, all right. I have absolutely loved Salem. I mean, it's a must-go destination if you're a horror fan, if you're a Halloween fan. Love all of the stuff they have up there. It's themed to Halloween. Obviously, one of my favorite places to go is Count Orlok's Nightmare Gallery. That place is an awesome little horror museum. A lot of fun. Good stuff there. Good breweries, good restaurants. Kind of a lot like Plymouth in a way.
A lot like Plymouth. Yeah.
A little bigger probably. The only thing I can say that I don't really like about Salem is how busy it gets during the Halloween season, understandably so. It's tough to get up there. There's a million people up there and there's not a lot of hotels, which would be my only critique. But if you're a fan of Halloween and you know horror stuff in general, you absolutely have to go. It's put it on your bucket list if you haven't been. So I'm looking at you there, my friend.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
That's the one who said no.
Well, I haven't been there, so what do you want?
I want you to go. So
All right, I'm
go.
down. I'm going.
Get your
I'm
truck
there.
and drive up there.
I know your answer since
Maybe
you and
next
I
year.
have been together a couple times.
Yes,
Yep.
I've been there twice with Mike, and it's awesome. We did 2 different trips there. We didn't go the first time on season, actually, but last time we went was 2 August ago, and it was awesome. I mean, it's decked out all year long. Yeah. All the stuff's open all year long. The brewery up there, Notch, is awesome. It's very walkable everywhere, which is great, and yeah, I love Salem. I love to go up there more. We've been to the same place, Turner Seafood, I think.
Yeah,
that
Turner
was pretty
Seafood.
cool.
Awesome place. Good stuff.
But they even had we went to a haunted house. They had like little haunted houses and stuff there. Like you just walk around and you just go in places and everything is awesome. It's fun.
Didn't you
It's a
guys
good
have like a
time.
martini with a lobster tail
So
in it?
yeah,
I did.
yeah.
I had the Guy Fieri
Vile.
lobster martini, and it was.
we went to some dive bar. I forget the name of it.
It was a drink. It was a drink that had alcohol in it. That's what I can say about it. It was. Yeah. I mean, Guy Fieri had
The
one,
lobster
so
tail?
kind of had to there. Are you not going to mention the Salem, the Hocus Pocus, like walking
Well, yeah,
tour?
you can walk. Yeah, there's a walking tour. I remember the first time we went there, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's the town hall, and there's Max's house." And then actually, we didn't make it, but I think a town over is like the cemetery where they filmed all those scenes. And one of my friend Matt was like, "Oh, you have to go there," and we just ran out of time. But yeah, you can do like your own DIY Hocus Pocus walking tour, which is awesome. And it's just it's a cool vibe up there. It's nice. Everyone's very laid back. I liked it. I'd go back in a heartbeat. But yeah, you can't really convince me to go in October. August was great. Everything was open still, and it was like,
You just given me more of a reason not to go there. So
enough.
that's cool.
Whatever.
Fuck
So-
Hocus Pocus.
And lobster martinis. That's
Next
awful.
question.
Next question.
You're hosting a Halloween party. What's the first song on your Halloween party playlist? Andrew, you go first. Let's mix this up.
That's tough.
He's not
Are
ready.
you Googling this on your
not
phone?
ready.
What are you doing?
Not
Halloween
Googling shit.
playlist?
Somebody's watching me. I can't remember the name of the guy. I always
it's
feel like
Rockwell.
somebody's watching me.
Yeah.
Rockwell, who somehow
was
got
nice. That
Michael
was
Jackson
nice.
to appear on that song.
You like that? Yeah. There's more of that, baby. It's great. It's a great song.
It is a great song. It's an awesome song.
I mean, you gotta eat the mic a little more when you sing next time.
What?
Go, Matt. You can go, Matt.
I always liked Black Number One by Typo Negative. It's a nice little creepy song. A little hard rock 90s for you. But I mean, Werewolves in London is fucking. The song's a banger. That gets the people going. Crush beers to that song.
Gets the people going. If it's a Halloween party where the music is being played through a TV and the music videos are on, I mean, obviously you got to play Thriller by Michael Jackson because it's directed by John Landis. It's phenomenal, and it's a staple of any Halloween party as you roll your eyes because I play it a lot. Yes, I know. I'm aware of that.
You picked mine.
I mean, Rob Zombie's music always gets me in the vibe for Halloween, so I would say...
One. You can pick one.
How about,
I don't understand why you guys don't get this. One.
How about Living Dead Girl by Rob Zombie?
Wow.
Yeah, there we go.
Mine's Thriller, duh. 'Cause I mean, yeah, you're having a party. Why aren't you going to play Thriller?
On repeat.
Duh. I'm basic here. Ciders on Sundays, Thriller on Halloween.
On repeat.
Hocus Pocus. Let's go. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, baby.
Hangover on Monday.
Exactly. All right. Next question. What's one haunted location in America that you would like to go to explore?
To explore?
Or that you've always been interested in?
I mean, I don't know how haunted it is. I've always wanted to visit the stairs in Washington, D.C. from The Exorcist. Mm-hmm. I thought that was cool, but I have gone and taken a picture in front of the house in Amityville, Long Island. I did do that.
We're going to get to the locations in another question.
Oh, did I already blow my wad on that one?
No, that's all right.
Well, either way, I mean, I don't really know off the top of my head what's haunted, and if they are haunted, I don't want to go to them.
What do you mean?
If people are go to the Bridgewater Triangle?
Yeah, Freetown Forest.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I'll drop by it.
Dude, there's definitely puckwudgies.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
You don't
want to
go there? I don't know what that is.
I mean, I don't know. I like with the Ouija board question, dude. Ghosts are fucking scary. I don't want to see a ghost.
You wouldn't want to just put yourself.
No, because then I have to be wow, ghosts really are real, and then I'm fucking terrified all the time.
Okay.
So
fair enough.
Yeah.
Machu Picchu. No, that's not my answer.
That's not in America either.
No,
I
also.
said
Yeah,
America.
anywhere in caves out in the Southwest where there are reptilian creatures lurking underneath the ground. That's fucking scary as fuck. I don't know if that's real, but if it is,
the reptilian.
not interested because I don't like snakes, gators, anything that might eat me with one just swallow of its mouth.
my God.
Just their mouth just unhinged jaws.
Talk into the microphone.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, unhinge your jaw into the microphone, for Christ's sake.
I'm going to unhinge your jaw. Not sure what that means.
Caves. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, because if any place is haunted enough to scare the shit out of Stephen King, then I want to be on board and check that out. I know that they've made a huge business out of doing ghost tours and film festivals there and stuff like that. So I've always wanted to check that place out with a special shout out. I would absolutely love to get anywhere on the property at the Skinwalker Ranch, which I believe is out in, yeah, I know. Yeah. Go ahead, Andrew.
Why the fuck would you want to do that? Are you asking to die?
I want to see how thin the layers between dimensions are at the Skinwalker Ranch.
That sounds horrible.
So those are my answers.
No thanks.
Catherine?
So my answer was a little bit outside the box. I'd like to go to Area 51 and explore some of the weird stuff that goes on there, and the aliens and all the creepy. I don't know. I love Hills Have Eyes.
Is it weird now that the U.S. government already admitted that there are aliens?
I know.
Does it take the wind out of your sails a little bit?
Kind of.
Do you feel less original now?
Do you believe everything you see on TV?
No, I guess not.
No. But I'd like to go there and see for myself, and I don't know. I think it would be interesting to say the least.
It'd be interesting to see how far.
I don't think you're allowed.
How close you can get.
Someone might shoot
that's
you
also
before
true.
you get there, but good luck with that. So
to piggyback on that, when Matt was actually talking about this, my next question is: have you ever been to a historically haunted house?
Yeah, so just outside in Amityville. I mean, I think when I lived in downtown Plymouth, my apartment was definitely haunted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There was I was sitting at the kitchen table one night. I came home late. My roommate was asleep. My wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, was asleep in my room. I was just sitting having a beer, kind of unwinding, and I heard a little girl's voice say hi. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? And so that freaked me out. I went into the room and I woke Sarah up. I was like, I woke her up and was like, did you just say hi? And she's like,
yeah, right.
What are you, fucking shit-faced, dude? I was like, yeah, all right, never mind.
maybe.
Yeah. So, but that apartment, there was weird shit. Like it used, like my roommate used to say stuff got moved around a lot, and like it would be gone, and then it would be where it was that he thought it was, but then it'd be gone again, stuff like that. So
Where were you? You were at Howland Street, right?
yeah, no, right in the corner of Howland Street. We were at 41 Court Street. So it's an old building. I mean, it makes sense, but like other than that, like historically haunted, like the Amityville house. We checked it out. We actually did go find it. We went to a concert in Amityville, and it was 5 minutes away from the venue. We were like, let's go fucking see this house. And it's legit. It's pretty sick. They had it was all decked out with Halloween decorations. It was in October. So, but it was cool. But we didn't go in. But
yeah.
So that's it.
Andrew?
Pretty sure the old jail in Hyannis.
That was going to be mine too. Yeah.
Pretty fucking spooky.
The old Gall.
The old Gall.
Barnstable.
Size of like a little schoolhouse.
It was creepy.
Just super creepy. Yeah.
So creepy.
Well, and they turn all the lights off, and then they tell you a scary story. So
and also you're like, there was people sleeping in there. Like, here, lay on this hay in this like weird corner behind some steel bars.
Yeah.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, shout out to Cape and Islands Paranormal Research Society for even letting us get in there and do all that.
They were awesome.
Fish was there for that too. That's right. We did.
Certainly was. That was like 3 years ago.
That was a while ago. We should do that again.
Fish doesn't have
been a while.
I was going to ask him if he was scared.
It was a spooky place. I was like, honestly, when they shut the lights off, I couldn't see 3 inches in front of my face. It was my hand, put my hand in front of my face, couldn't see anything. So it was dark. It was real spooky. I went to college in Rhode Island, and when I was there, I went up to an abandoned property that used to be called, listen to this, from 1908 into the 1920s, the Rhode Island School for the Feeble-Minded. That was the actual name for it.
That's where you went to college?
No, that's not where I went to college.
I'm pretty sure that's where Kat got her degree.
No.
Also known as the Ladd School in Exeter, Rhode Island. And that place was really, really spooky. Heard voices. I feel like I saw a couple shadows. It was a very, very scary place. It has a very long history of having paranormal activity. So, yeah, that place was legit.
So mine was also the old Gall, but I also touched the murder house in New Orleans. I touched it and I took a picture of it, which they told me not to do either. But I was just like, yeah, whatever. I've had like how many drinks at this point? I'm like, yeah, thanks. Like
you could have had like one drink and you were still taking.
Yeah, I was still gonna do it anyway. But yeah. So I haven't really been to too many. But yeah, I was thinking the old Gall, like the murder house in New Orleans. I haven't been to too many, but they kind of freak me out. But I would like to go to like Lizzie Borden's house potentially. That would be interesting. It'd be fun.
We should do that.
We should do that. It's nearby.
It's a bed and breakfast now.
Where is that?
You can go to bed and have breakfast.
It's either in Fall River?
I think Fall River.
Yeah.
That sounds
Fall River, baby.
The Riv.
Are we ready for our next question?
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
This is a good one.
Lay it on.
I think this is a Mike question.
It's about
You're
worms.
gonna love this. What was your favorite Halloween costume as a kid?
Are you asking Mike?
Mike,
Mike,
you go first. Go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right. So, as many monster and horror kids of the 90s, that grew up in the 90s, I should say, I was a huge fan of Goosebumps books, or the Goosebumps books, I should say. And I got a mask that was one of the monsters from One Day at Horrorland. Kind of had like a demon horned look to it, green face, awesome stuff. Ripped up a flannel shirt and some jeans, put some fake blood all over them. Pretty hardcore costume for like an 8 or a 9-year-old. I was definitely big.
So edgy.
Yeah, edgy. Yeah, really edgy.
It would have been real cool if you wore like joggers for that.
Wow. How about that? Look at you.
Just joking.
Anyway,
Not like you're wearing them today.
Yeah. I have joggers on right now, so that's a cool joke. I see what you did there. Good stuff. Scared the shit out of my sister though. That was always fun. So cool. Next.
Sorry. I didn't mean to be I thought it was funny. I didn't mean to be a dick.
What was your favorite costume, Andrew?
So my mom was like
Did it
a weird
involve
like
joggers?
Halloween freak. She would start putting out jack-o'-lanterns in like early September. So by the time like late October rolled around, those jack-o'-lanterns were so rotted out. There were so many maggots in them. And I would wear that with a suit on and go out trick-or-treating. There'd be like maggots running down my face. And actually, no, that never happened. I didn't celebrate Halloween as a child, so that I made that up in my own dreams. So never happened.
I was going to look this
Wow.
up.
That's wild.
Costume, though, right? Could you think of a more
That'd be
creepy
awful.
costume?
Child abuse.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I don't have
That's
children.
I'm glad that you didn't wear your maggot-filled pumpkin on your head.
Yeah. That's a net positive for everybody, I think. That's good.
Yeah.
What you were last year?
Yeah.
A question from the audience. A statement from the audience.
White privilege? Yes. I wore white shoes, a white shirt, and white jeans, and I was white privileged.
Yes.
That was me.
You just cut
Thanks,
everybody in
Christine.
line all the time.
Yeah, I did. I was like, give me your money. That's mine now.
Matthew?
For when I was a little kid, the best costume I had, I used to live, like, my cousin used to live a couple houses down from me, and he was like only a year younger than me. And so I was like 3 or 4, and my mom decked me out as Dracula or vampire Dracula, probably, if I had to guess. And it was pretty legit. I scared the shit out of myself in the mirror, and then I walked down the street to see my cousin, who was Elmo, and fucked his day up. He didn't even want to go trick or treating after that. So that was awesome. But I did have a costume. The best costume I think I did it as an adult that I had the most fun with. I was Walter from The Big Lebowski, and that was like just a bunch of like Savor stuff, and then like an empty Folgers pot or can, and
Nice.
that was my costume. That was a lot of fun. I like being Walter and just whipping out a fake gun all the time.
Nice.
That was John Goodman's character, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably one
that's
of
a
the
good
best
call. That's a good
characters
one.
of all time.
So my favorite costume was when I was in high school. I got up really early. I went to an all-girls Catholic private high school, so I had no shame and no like interest in dressing up in anything sexy or whatever. And I had a full-out like clown costume. So I got up in the morning and like painted my whole face. I got my mom's like old plaid blazer with the big shoulder pads, and my dad's like goofy orange kid shoes, and like had a little flower and a little hat and everything. And one of my friends who hated clowns, I literally chased her down the hallway and made her cry, and I was like, "It's just me, Anna. It's just me." And she's like, "Get away from me!" But
That's probably why she was so scared, because it was just you.
It was just me. Yeah, it's just me. But yeah, no, I love dressing up as a clown. I thought it was cool. I would have done some sort of face paint today, but it's like 80 degrees outside, and I thought it would just melt off my face. So I was like, that's not going to work. Maybe on Halloween, but yeah. So mine was going as a full-out clown, and I worked at a haunted house too, which was kind of cool.
Absolutely.
A neighborhood one. That still counts. Okay, be honest. Do you really only take one piece of candy if there is a bowl left out when you go trick-or-treating that says, please only take one? Do you take one, or do you take more than one? Or do you take all of it?
I won't take all of it, but I'm gonna take a good girthy handful.
A handful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How big is your girth?
It's enough.
Sounds about right. Me? So I'm an adult. I don't trick or treat. But if there's a bowl of candy in front of me, I'm going to eat, I don't know, half that bowl of candy. Like,
You're gonna have
don't just
half?
put candy out
I
in
did
front of
see
me.
that the
Awful.
candy in
Unless you're throwing out like Mounds bars or Almond Joys. But if you're throwing out like Kit Kat Witch's Brews,
Wait,
or,
you don't like Mounds or Almond Joys?
yeah, that's a fucking terrible.
I love Almond Joys.
Disgusting coconut and big fat
Dude,
Yeah,
roasted
Almond
almonds
Joys
in
are
my
bad.
chocolate.
Are you kidding
Thanks
me?
for ruining it.
We have Almond
Joys
Joys
is bad
downstairs in our
candy.
Yeah,
bowl.
they're terrible. Nobody wants those. Give me Reese Cups, Kit Kats,
Fish is cracking up because he knows it's true.
You don't like Almond Joys either? Oh.
Dude, no one wants anything with almonds
Shaun
or
likes Almond
coconuts.
Joys.
That's
Yeah,
not
Shaun
candy.
knows
That's a
about
health
Almond
food.
Joys.
Sorry.
Yeah. Shauna
me?
likes Almond Joys too. Yes. Oh, me.
You sound like my dad. He loves almond joys.
My mom does too.
Mounds
She's like,
bars.
give me those almond joys.
That's like that's an old
They're
person.
downstairs.
They're like, well, we had nothing else. We had Spam and then we had almond joys. So that's
Spam and Almond Joys. That's disgusting. What's the matter
Gourmet.
with you?
it's a boomer candy.
I'm taking one, you two selfish assholes. You ever hear of like leaving some candy for other people, you pricks, or what?
No.
No?
I've
There is
seen
no
I've
way.
seen you
You
eat
take
snacks,
one.
Mike. You're
Only
eating
one?
all of them.
Yeah,
Sorry.
maybe. Yeah, well, maybe. Well,
Mike's
it's
like,
storm
ooh,
eating?
Whoppers.
I'll
take one.
What's this, a bag of
Whoppers
smart
are
food?
gross.
Whoppers are awesome.
Cheeto Charlie over
Whopper?
here. just
Okay, like
eating
a
all the
Wendy's
Cheetos.
Whopper is different than a Whopper candy. Whopper candies are awful.
The malted milk
They're
balls,
terrible.
they're delicious.
No.
Ew.
Speaking of grandparents, the fuck? What do you want? Some peanut butter brittle?
Yeah.
Werther's
Go
original?
get some
Yeah.
rum raisin ice cream with it.
Okay, cool.
matter?
Wow.
Way to name
Jesus.
terrible candies. Awesome.
Fun, cool. All right, Kat, what about you? You taking more candy?
I'm
or what?
taking at least 3, not 1.
Cool.
Yeah. Would you rather walk through a haunted house or act in a haunted house?
Like Barrett's Haunted House.
Correct, yes.
I would have a lot of fun acting in one. I've never done it. You guys have experience in
Yes.
that. I do not. Going through the house is always fun, but I mean, it'd be fun to scare the shit out of people. So, I mean, Usually I'm pretty good, but when we went to Fright Kingdom, I think I got pretty bad going through the clown house.
Dude. Fuck that house.
Yeah, that was a bad one. But someone
Andrew,
popped
you
out at the
remember
end, and you guys made fun of me because I really got freaked out.
There'd be monsters in there.
Yeah.
That.
But yeah, no, it'd be fun. I'd like to act in one. That'd be cool. So
I would say I would prefer not to act in any of these because, like, if you're working, you can't be like drinking or be getting high. I mean, you can get high or drink, but I'd rather
I don't think you
walk
should
through
do that. I think
No,
that's
if you're
not a
working,
good
you shouldn't.
idea.
But if you get to go through it, you can just be like, yeah, I'll have a few beers and laugh in these people's faces.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Most people can't drink
Maybe
at work.
scream in their face.
Yeah, no,
when they
you're
get
not really. That's kind of
uncomfortable,
frowned upon.
yeah, I would prefer not to be working in general, so I would rather walk through a haunted house.
That's fair. Having done both, I did work at Barrett's Haunted Mansion one season, and it takes a certain level of crazy to be able to do it every night, the entire month. So shout out to anyone that, is a haunt actor and does it year in and year out, because it's really, you got to love doing it for sure. And I did have a really good time doing it, but for me personally, I just really enjoy so much more the experience of walking through some of these attractions. One of my favorite things to do every year. We have a lot of good ones here in New England. So yeah, I'd rather walk through one for sure.
I've seen you run through one. You were so excited.
I do get excited.
You were like skipping there, and I was like, I wish I was. I wish I could get that excited. The way that Mike gets excited for like a haunted attraction, I'm like, he must be like a 5-year-old child right now. It's so fun.
He's going into Barrett's,
and I want that,
oh my God,
and I'm just so not that. I'm just a terrible person.
I can confirm. Never skip
the best
through it. Never
version of
skip
himself.
through
Oh,
it.
you
Never
skipped
skip through it.
you
into
skipped.
the haunted house. You were like, yes.
This is not true.
You
So
skipped.
excited.
This is fake news.
You
Lies.
ran.
Not fake news, real news.
Lies.
We all
You
witnessed.
sure about that?
Positive. Sure about that?
I would rather act in a haunted house as well. I mean, I enjoy walking through haunted houses, but it was really fun when I did act in a haunted house that one time. So I'm going to keep going because I want to get through a few more questions before we run out of time.
I feel like it's been
What
more
are
than
we
45
clocking in at,
minutes at
Sid?
this point, but
we
What
got
do you got
time.
for time?
there we go.
Right.
What is the best scare or prank you've ever pulled on someone?
So
Should we be
I
talking
used to
about
work
these?
when I was younger. I was like 16. I worked at an iParty, and it was with this girl that I was friends with. She was a couple years older than me, and it was just the two of us in the place, and we were like looking out the window at the parking lot, and she's like, look, it was like my truck and her car, and she was like, look at how like just lonely and stupid our cars look out there. And I was like, cars? I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, it's like my car and your car. I was like, it's only my truck. I was like, I drove you to work today. And just convinced her that like I drove her to work and her car wasn't there. And she had like a fucking mental breakdown thinking that she was seeing things that weren't there. And I had to convince her that I was just kidding.
Ruthless.
Yeah, I don't know. It just was like the spur of the moment. I was just like, this would be really funny if I just like totally went all in on making her feel crazy. But we did have a fun Halloween prank when I was in high school. I guess it's not a prank. It was just kind of something stupid we did, but I was a banana and my buddy was a gorilla, and he had a different lunch period than me. And I was at lunch, and he came in and kind of like ran in and like pointed and just screamed. And I just got up and ran, and we like just ran through the whole school as a gorilla chasing a banana everywhere.
Really funny.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Did you get in trouble for that?
For a minute. And then we were like, dude, it's fucking Halloween. Like, that's hilarious. We like looked at the vice principal, like grabbed us, and he was like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Sit down.
And we were like, I'm a banana, and he's a gorilla, and he's chasing me.
like,
And he was like trying to be mad about it. And we're like, dude, it's funny. Like, it's funny.
We're
It's
doing a
fine.
bit here, buddy.
Yeah, we're doing a bit.
Buy in.
Like,
Let's
and then
go.
he was like, all right, whatever. Stop. So
Andrew?
So my stupid friend Craig isn't here, so I'm going to tell this story because he can deal with it later. So this isn't a scare. This is more of just a prank.
Oh boy.
So I have a friend who, anytime you invite him over, he's just going to eat everything you own. He's just one of those guys. Great guy.
Like you?
Love Craig.
You eat my
Craig's
flowers?
awesome. I'm going to say his name 15. Craig Keller, by the way, is his full name. So he comes over to my house one time, and I said to my brother Seth, I was like, I bet you when Craig gets here, he's going to eat all my snacks that I just
Seth.
bought. So I opened up a pack of Oreos, and I was like, I'm not gonna go 6 deep. I'm not gonna go 8 deep. I'm gonna go like second row, like 6 deep. that many Oreos, because it's Craig. He's going to eat that many Oreos. And I took one Oreo out, scooped out all the icing, inserted mayonnaise in its place, and he got to that 16th Oreo and he went, oh, I think this Oreo went bad.
my
And I was
God.
like, really? That's your response to eating a disgusting Oreo with mayonnaise? I was like, I did that on purpose, you fucking asshole. Stop eating all my snacks. I hate you. And it was one of the best pranks I've ever pulled off. Here's, I think this Oreo went bad. I was like, of course, that's what you would say.
How many did he eat immediately after saying
He
that?
didn't stop. That was like mid Oreo. I think there was another Oreo in his mouth, so it was like melted together. So it was like a slightly less mayonnaise taste than it should have been because he had like 8 Oreos jammed in his fucking
Why
mouth.
would one Oreo be bad? It's just that mind.
Yeah.
I don't know that mindset.
That's someone that just doesn't stop shoveling food in their face. So thanks, Craig. Wish you were here.
I mean, I can't top that story, and I've never been a big prankster. So, and for the sake of time, why don't we just? What about you?
I'll pass too.
Okay.
All right. So, would you rather sleep?
Sorry.
Would you rather sleep in the basement of a real haunted house alone for one night, or sleep in the cemetery alone for one night? Basement or cemetery? One night.
Is it raining out?
No, it's not raining.
The cemetery.
But thank you for asking Debbie Doppler over here.
Yeah,
Like-
if we're, is the
Or
basement
is
finished?
it John Wayne Gacy's basement? Like a crawl space.
Okay,
just
okay.
dirt
just
and dead bodies.
Answer the damn question. will you?
No, if it's
Cemetery.
a confirmed haunted house basement, no, I'll sleep in the cemetery. It's like it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're in wide open space versus
you're
in a
fine.
confined area that you don't.
Homeless
know
people
you
do it all the
can
fucking
get
time.
out of. Yeah.
3 for 3 cemetery for me as well.
All right. You hear a noise in the attic. Do you go towards the sound or do you leave the house immediately?
I mean,
I go back to bed.
yeah, it depends what the sound is.
Yeah, is it like the house
It's
like settling, or is it like
It's like someone
Rustling.
being like,
yeah, like a demon up there howling?
Is it whispering?
Yeah.
No, probably fuck that.
No,
dude. I'm
absolutely
gonna
not.
do that.
What do you think?
We'll address
why
it
would
in the
you do that?
morning. That's what I'll do. I'll be like, I'll come back to this in the morning.
I'm going to go back to bed and then worry about this later.
Yeah, that was
oh my
weird.
God, you guys are ridiculous. You leave immediately. Out. Like,
Yeah,
out.
you're just going to leave. And then what are you going to
Always.
sleep in the cemetery?
Dude, who are we kidding?
I'll go sleep in the
You'd be in a
cemetery. I'll be
hotel
fine.
at that
Oh,
point.
yeah,
my house is in
I
the
am
cemetery.
out, like, gone. Yeah.
Okay.
What is your least favorite thing about Halloween? Least favorite. I can go first if you want. I
know what?
buy
Yeah, go ahead.
way too much candy. And it's all candy that I like. And then I end up eating it. So that's my least favorite thing.
Okay.
And then we don't get any trick-or-treaters because we live down Scary Driveway. So I end up with all of this candy that ends up on our table downstairs.
Yeah, that's truly a horrible
It's a
problem to
terrible,
have.
terrible thing. It's a horrible habit. Yes. It's my least favorite part of Halloween.
Can I answer?
Yes.
I guess. Yeah.
Children are my least favorite thing about Halloween because they're taking all my candy. So fuck them. That's my reasoning.
Good Lord.
Nice.
That,
I'll tell your goddaughter, jerk.
I don't like the people that are like, I'm gonna skip Halloween and we're just gonna go straight to Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like blasting Mariah Carey, like swinging like a rope of fucking Christmas lights out their car. It's probably a buggy with like fucking eyelashes on the headlights and like dumb shit like that. It's just like people just like want to suck the fun out of it. It's like once it gets chilly out, they're like, all right, like skip Halloween, we're doing Christmas. It's like, no, hold on. Wait a minute. We're going to do Halloween. You're going to get through it first.
And then there's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
People forget about that.
Yeah, and Thanksgiving,
highly
yeah.
underrated.
Yeah. So it's just the people that ruin it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you kind of stole my answer with the Christmas thing there, Matt. But I mean, yeah, I hate that automatically it turns from October 31st into November 1st, and it's just Christmas shit everywhere. It drives me absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But I'm also the guy when it hits like September 1st, I'm like, all right, it's spooky season. Let's go. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm a little bit of a hypocrite.
True. Me too.
Last question, I guess, because if we want to have Q&A, or do you want to keep going?
Yeah. Are we good? Good for time? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
One more
All
question.
Maybe one more.
Have you ever seen or felt the presence of a ghost?
Yeah. I already explained that.
That was your other
Spooky
story.
kitchen
Okay.
situation. Yeah.
Fair. Andrew?
Real fast, I'm going to try and say this in under 60 seconds because
Okay.
Mike yelled at me about it earlier. So my friend came over one time and he was being like haunted by a succubus. And he was like, oh, this is Craig, by the way. We'll just say his name.
He's here in Andrew's
And
head
he was
anyway.
like, do you want to see it? I was like, what are you talking about? So he was like, we'll go lay down in your bed. And I was like, I thought I was going to be the one asking that question, but no, wasn't me. So we lay down in the bed like we're going to sleep. above the covers. And
Not
then
under the.
about a minute
to clarify.
about a minute in, there's something walking up from the bottom of the bed to the top of the bed. I can feel it stepping and stepping and stepping. And then it whispers in my ear very loudly and very clearly, "Are you awake?" And that no thanks. I don't like
So yes, you felt the presence of a ghost.
No, it definitely wasn't Craig. I would have known.
Is Oreo?
Are you awake?
Yeah, fuck that.
Oreo
I'm out.
mayo breath. Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't Craig. It was
Ghost reeks like Oreo.
It smells like Oreos and mayonnaise.
that's the most disgusting combination.
I already mentioned the lad school before, but that was my one experience. Yeah, that place.
I'm gonna go with no.
No.
I haven't, and I still. I'm like on the fence about ghosts.
On the fence?
Yeah. I don't know.
Take him or leave him?
Yeah, take 'em or leave 'em.
All right, cool.
So that's gonna wrap up my questions.
So what we got?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Thank you guys all for coming out to the first ever live show that we've ever done. We certainly appreciate everyone having us here. Hope you had fun with us. But again, we're America's Hometown Horror. I'm Mike. This is Matt, Andrew, and Kat. We're everywhere. Follow us on social media. Follow us on any podcast platform. And have yourself an awesome time at the rest of America's Hometown Haunts and Hops Horror Convention, baby. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Adios, muchachos.
Woo.
Hey everyone, it's Mike from America's Hometown Horror, and I want to say thanks again for listening to another episode of our show. If you're interested in more local Plymouth podcasts, I'd highly recommend you check out the shows from our friends over on the Inebriart Podcast Network. In addition to America's Hometown Horror, you can find shows from Inebriart, the Old Colony Cast, Bar Talk, Theme Park Legends, and Retro Redoctopus, so head on over and give them a listen.